Hey guys, this is a response to Fishman. He had done a video showing other things he collects other than music, so I thought I would do a little response and do the same. Now, long before I started collecting music, I was into comics and things like figures. So I've kind of gone off and on those things over the years. Right now, I'm basically just collecting music. I've kind of I don't consider myself a collector of anything else at the moment, but I do still have quite a bit of stuff. I'm in my little comic and toy and everything but music room right here, and this is a little converted bathroom actually. I've got my main music room over there, which used to be a master bedroom, and when we moved into this house, I converted it into my kind of upstairs study music room. Got all my records and CDs and everything there. And there was a little bathroom off here that I converted into storage for everything else. So you can see right down here, I've done some reorganizing here. I need to do some more. I've got my hardcover book collection down at the bottom. And panning up, all these are comics. Lightsaber from Disneyland about a year and a half ago. And basically comics and toys up to the ceiling. Now these are all new Star Wars figures. When I was a kid, I used to have all the original 1970s and 80s original Star Wars figures, pretty much from the first movie and Empire Strikes Back. Got rid of all those stuff in the early mid 80s, I guess. Getting too old for them. Nowadays, of course, those things are all valuable. So when they started coming out with the new ones in the 1990s, I started collecting those. So I got tons of the figures, and some are in packages and some are still open. My kids are kind of starting to go through and play with some of the superhero figures and things like that. My daughter, actually, who's 7, is really getting into all the superheroes and wanting to know everybody's name and all about them and everybody's secret identity name. It's kind of funny to see. Uh, Raul, Fishman, you were talking about Megos. You were showing some very cool original ones. I used to have some of those when I was a kid. I think I had Batman and Robin or something, and some of the like Western ones and some of the Planet of the Apes. So a few years ago, DC started coming out with some kind of similar style figures. I had to pick up some of these. They're kind of cheesy, but they were just too cool. I couldn't resist them. And as far as comics, it kind of all started with Star Wars for me. I remember going with my dad to the original Star Wars movie in the theaters, 1977. So I'm sure many of us did of that age. And we got out of the movie theater and went to the drugstore, and there was a Star Wars comic book on the stands, which I thought was really cool. So I picked that up and started collecting the whole series. So I thought I'd show you kind of where the comic thing all started from. This is Star Wars #1. If you can see down at the bottom right here, that is signed by Howard Chaykin, the artist who drew that issue. Got that signed by him a few years ago when he came to my city. And kind of to bring it all back home to today, I'm still reading a few comics every month. I don't really consider myself a collector that much. New Star Wars comics has come back to Marvel. They're putting out new ones again. It was with a different publishing company before, so now I'm reading those. One of my other most prized comics, I got heavily into the X-Men kind of in the 80s. And not too long ago, I was able to pick up this one here. I don't know if you can see that too well. This is X-Men '94, which is the first regular issue with the all new, all different X-Men. And as far as comics, hardcover books, I was going to show you one of my most prized pieces here. This is a big monster omnibus edition of the original 60s Amazing Spider-Man issues. And what's cool about this is I was able to get this signed by Stan the Man Lee. You can see that right there. And what else do I have to show you? Britons. I was big into Britons as a kid. Right over there. These little guys. I had a couple of small boxes of them. I still have those They're a little bit battered from years of play as a kid, but I've hung on to them. And more recently, I discovered some kind of similar style ones. These are made by some different European companies. Just amazing detail and quality of production. So I kind of pick those up every once in a while. Again, I'm not really a figure collector per se right now, but every once in a while, something calls out to me and I gotta grab it. So that's about it. But like I say, I'm not really too much of a collector right now, other than music, LPs, vinyl, CDs. But I'm looking to downsize a lot of my stuff, uh, just to reduce the load. My kids are a lot of the loose toys and stuff. My kids are starting to go with and uh, pick out and play with, and things are slowly getting destroyed, which is fine. Whatever. That's what it's for. So that's my response to Fishman. So I hope that sheds light on the history of where I come from as far as collecting. And cheers, guys. Peace.